Yeah, Trottling, don't give, like, scummy advice. I'm sorry to say, but that is really scummy advice. Like, if you want to cheat the game and win that way, then yes, do what Trottling's saying. If you actually want to play it decently and actually enjoy it, don't do it. Right, so unfortunately, Abyssinia is repositioning their forces back onto our border, but we still outnumber them, but they do have a lot of divisions still. In fact, they seem to have gained another one, which is annoying. Construction speed increased. Division organization minus 30%. 35%! Oh, come on! Let me fight them! Nepal's declared war on Dominion of India. That seems like a bad time for them. It's not cheating, but it's seriously scummy game behaviour. Hey, Fiddler's Reach. There is an exploiting. That's the word. I was trying to remember the word for it. Like, that is seriously exploiting game mechanics. Just don't do it. Right. Concentrated Industry 2, factory output, dockyard output, max factories in state. Yes, please. Just because I want maximum production from what factories I do actually have. We are producing 10 a day. Much better than it was. Even though I am extremely low on steel. And we're at average stability again, which is awesome. And we finished the attack. Good. I am seriously considering now buying a thing of steel so we can get more guns. Who do we want to buy it from? I'm going to buy it from the Ottomans if they have any. They helped us, now I can help them. The Ottomans don't have enough to export. Alright then, we won't be buying it from the Ottomans. Who else is kind of small? Australia? Flanders? AUS? It makes sense. Oh, we're going to get it from the Emperor Penguin. Norway. We'll do business with Norway. It doesn't make any sense, Trottling, which is why I'm saying don't do it. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, you can manufacture division templates to be smaller, although just doing that for volunteers I'm not sure about, but making one-man militia units? Seriously, you can't argue that one's not exploiting. That is 100% exploiting. Alright, Hassan in the history books. Muhammad Abdullah Hassan, or the Mad Mullah, as he is known abroad, led the war against Britain and Italy during the Weltkrieg and ensured our freedom for generations to come. However, the man was averted to political representations as his faith was iconoclast, and believed photos would steal his soul and trap it, or the saying goes. The fact is, we have no idea what he looked like besides second-hand accounts. How our history books will portray him. Allow representations of him. Our young need heroes, which is political power. They're all political power. Let us craft an image of him, idealized and brave, standing for the man he was, and not his old age. We respect the man's faith and personal wishes. Warriors do not read books anyhow. No, we're not saying that. We're an enlightened nation. I'm going to say allow representations of him. Our young need the heroes. Like, we don't want to make this up, because that's just as bad as not using him at all. So we'll have representations, we just won't, like, make it up. Yes, this is a mod. This is a very, very big mod. More than that, it's also a mod which has Halloween portraits right now. So definitely don't take any of the pictures that you're seeing right now as gold. These pictures have definitely been modified to some extent or another. Alright, focus. I need to do another focus. State-sponsored scholarship, so we can get another research slot. Expand higher learning funding, and then we're going to go down the foreign production methods, and then finally down to licensing deals. Pan-Somali ethos, which is a really nice bonus, actually. And then put down the lion. And then from there we can go fighty-fighty. The most prepared and intelligent students will now be granted higher education. Our universities will be bustling with new students and ideas. Of course, this means that the state can take advantage of these newly qualified individuals. Absolutely. Carlos Spain took 11... Wow, that was quick. Carlos might actually win. No! This can't be! Oh, CNTFAI still don't have a new portrait. Disappointing. Just flicking through to see if any of the others have changed. Totalist in the Baratian commune. Oh no, they got rid of the Emperor Penguin. No. Oh, I need to stop trading with them then. They don't have an Emperor Penguin. Stop that trade at once. Bah. We will trade instead with... I really wish I could trade with Mongolia. Oh, does New England have a portrait? I kind of doubt it, but they might. Nope. I still need to trade with someone. Russia? I really don't want to be beefing Russia up anymore. Italian Federation, they got rid of theirs. It's no longer sweep. Dominion of India has changed. Bharati has changed. Could do the Netherlands AG. No. Qing still got one. I think it's going to have to be Hirohito. Pimp man Hirohito himself. I love how I'm doing like foreign policy based entirely on the strength of the portraits now. Baratia took them. Nepal out. I think. Yes. Nepal turned communist. And Mongolia and Marklik are still fighting, and it kind of looks like Marklik's actually winning. Is Tibet not in the war? No. Oh, Mongolia. Mistake. Mistake. What is Italy now? It's a monarchy. It's the kingdom. It's just Giuseppe the First. Right, so that was Mountaineers. Next level of Mountaineers are not until 39. This is 37, so I'm just going to wait a couple more days until the beginning of 38 and get some new text then. In the meantime, I will pour myself some tea. Educational successes. Oh, I like the sound of that. Our new curriculum has gained a surprising amount of traction, and thousands of children are learning the alphabet crafted by our government. Now the Osmanaya script sure will be the most important legacy of our rule. Free political power. Excellent. That is really good, actually, because that's bumped us over 100, which means once we go to war, we will be able to immediately initiate... In fact, we can already do it. We can grab early mobilization, which I will do, so we can make our industry stronger and more efficient. Because we have 4 civilian factories, of which only 1 is currently in construction of stuff. Although we are making a good amount of guns, 15 a day. Have we overcome our deficit? Oh yeah, massively. So we could train some new units, or we could upgrade them to Mountaineers. No, we can't, because we have no experience. So we can upgrade one of these guys to Mountaineers. And we absolutely 100% should do that. Alright, train that. Will they need retraining? Maybe. No, apparently not. Good. Also, Mordred, you can right click on the country to open the diplomacy screen. Oh yeah. How did I not know that was a thing? I did not know that was a thing. Right, so January. It is now 38. Let's start getting the computing machine so we can get some more faster research. That would be lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Why not use the Free Mountaineer template? Probably because it's going to be smaller. Yeah, it's only 3 divisions. I mean, I'd rather still have the firepower of these guys. I'm just going to slowly phase in Mountaineers. It means I can at least start accumulating experience and stuff. Because it looks like that infantry experience does cross over to commando, which is pretty good. War tension's already at 50% in 38. That's pretty quick, actually. State-sponsored scholarships. Excellent. Let's get the expanded higher learning funding. Officer and soldier academies, which grants more recruitable population factor and also more research time. Now, one of the things I'm actually kind of tempted to do is get some more army experience. I don't do this very often, but that could really help us. I'm going to get the research because research time is awesome. Infantry equipment production cost is also awesome, as is a military factory. I just kind of like to have 4 more divisions of commandos in place, because it's going to make us a hell of a lot stronger. Let's grab these 3, and then we'll grab the military ones. Then we'll go and attack Somalia. Somalia is higher... Ethiopia. Somalia's higher learning is still lacking, especially... if the nation is to be taken seriously amongst the global academia. Heavy investments and the opening of more universities outside of Mogadishu will make sure that every region has a place of higher learning nearby, and local militia officers have the skills required to conduct themselves in battle. And new technology, which is literally a new tech. We could get radio. We could get artillery, although we haven't started building any yet. We get motorized so that we can get the field hospitals, which I think will be super important. Let's do that. Because yes, I think we will need hospitals. You should have added another mountain man instead of changing it. Same cost, 20 width. That's true, I should have. I was thinking I'd be adding a whole new column, which is 20 cost, but no, I could have just added another battalion to an existing company. Oh well. I think I've got the terminology right? These are battalions, these are combat companies. Boom! I always get confused because the support guys are also companies. You would think that they'd be like support battalions because it's just the one unit, but it's not. It's a big unit within a small... Yeah. Oh, I really do want to fight Abyssinia, though. It'll be really useful having the extra land, then after that we can think about going after, say, Deutsche Mittelafrika. Or even Egypt. In fact, going after Egypt while they're fighting against the Ottomans during the Axis War could be a really good move. Because we're already going to be equipped for tough terrain fighting, and most of their troops will be up here in the north. We can just sweep in from the south. Especially as all of this stuff is in mountains. Because I'm expecting us to be able to take this pretty quickly, especially if we have some light tanks or cavalry mixed in, which we will. How good are the cavalry units? Combat with 12, not great. I think the whole line is support companies. I think they're individually support companies. Oh yeah, you're right, it's a battalion. Support battalion, then a support company. Okay, fair enough. Bulgaria and Serbia have made white peace, which means they have made a treaty of some kind, which says that Serbia has regained a bunch of their old territory. But they have made a truce. How's the American Civil War? USA is getting absolutely blitzkrieged down. Wow. Because they're literally at war on all 3 fronts. All you need now is Canada to join in. Alright, so we've expanded the higher learning funding, which is going to be good. It's given us another, what, 5,000 manpower, which is pretty sweet. Then let's grab the foreign production methods, although we've already got a lot of guns, so maybe we don't need that immediately. Let's actually get the Royal Army and the Army Reform so we can start using those guns by equipping new troops, because of experience. Reforming the army is more than simply appointing new men to new stations. Mentally, equipment and focuses must all change, and the priorities of the modern army force are a beast of their own. And also it's a research bonus to a doctrine, which will be very nice. You guys talking about this stuff is as confusing as understanding women. It's like a cult with a pyramid scheme. Honestly, Auntie Bins, I would recommend, and it's a little bit of self-promotion here, you check out my YouTube channel. The Vive la France series is when I first started playing Hearts of Iron, and that's when I'm kind of introducing a lot of these concepts, how to do things, that type of thing. So I would recommend going to check that out. It is a little old in terms of what patch. I don't think there are any DLCs in that one, for example, so you won't be playing with puppets or anything like that. But it's a pretty good introduction to the game, I believe. And also I do have some tutorials up. I have one tutorial up, which is about the doctrines, which is actually what we've been talking about. Yeah, because I was going to do a divisional one. Oh, that's what's missing on my schedule. It's the tutorials. Whoops. Bad Magic Trick, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. And Bubanator 100, thank you also for the follow. I missed that earlier. Concentrated Industry 2. Excellent. That's going to be more production output. You're working. These are 39 tech, so I don't want to do those yet. I do want to get those, though. But I think this is going to be a good time as any to get the radio for that reinforce rate. Don't I get more manpower if I get rid of the famine? Nope, just consumer goods. Trying to understand Kaiserreich coding to make a custom nation submod. As which nation? Oh, as Vikings. Choose a focusless country that you would replace. You know what? Playing as Viking Japan would be kind of interesting. Because then I can actually do the March of the Vikings Hearts of Iron game, which I'd always promised to do but never did. Like, if you make me a decent one with a full focus and everything, I would play it. Either as Viking India, Viking China, although Viking China would be too easy, or Viking Japan. I think Japan would make the most sense. Because that is where we got to at the end of Victoria, is I just conquered Japan, and I was going to use that as the Hearts of Iron 4 base. What do you understand from the word focusless? Oh. Of those that I would want to replace. Indonesia would be my backup. Yeah, Indonesia. Cypriot Uprising. Again, Ottomans, if you lose this fight, then you deserve to lose, frankly. You get free troops, it's a one-province minor, and you outnumber them with the free troops that you were just given on the same island. How do you lose that fight? Right, Royal Army's almost done. Kurdistan has been the next. The Ottomans are actually making pretty good progress in defeating all of the uprisings and things. I don't think they're actually at war with the Axis yet, but that was a very quick defeat of Kurdistan. So maybe, just maybe, you stand a chance here. Be easier if that nation exists in 36 start. I shouldn't need to, just take the land away from the Netherlands. It actually probably helps you creating an entirely new country. You just need to allocate the territory. And because you're not taking the Dutch capital, it shouldn't screw anything up, really. Just take the Netherlands as a portrait, steal their Indonesian territories, strip out the Dutch territories, and then change the names and things. It's always easier to work with templates. I mean, outside of that, Norway, probably, would make the most sense as a Viking nation. Okay, Royal Army done. Reforming the army is more than simply a point. We read that already. So we're going to begin the army reform, which gives us another 15 army experience, which means we can change another 3 battalions, which would be awesome. And then we're going to go and finish the war focuses. Army reform is something that is always easier said than done. Now we must decide where to focus our efforts. Should the army be centralised or autonomous? Of course, such a decision would have deep political consequences, and further efforts will be preceded by political reforms. This is the first time I've ever gone down military and political ideas before the industrial stuff. It's just because my industrial base is so tiny. Oh, Mogadishu's almost finished another infrastructure level. Jolly good. And we've got superior firepower. That was a very quick 300 days. And now we can grab delay, which gives leg infantry organisation, which is brilliant for our needs. And then I believe the one after delay is the defence plus 20%. It is indeed. Yeah, the beginning of the superior firepower... The beginning of the superior firepower doctrine is really nice. So is the end. The middle, eh. Right, political power is still growing. Thankfully you don't have that negative anymore, so it's growing pretty quickly. Hopefully we will get to partial mobilization before we even go to war. Although I'll maybe need to extend the war a little more than I was perhaps planning in order to get war focus. War industry, economy, fightiness, thingy. And they seem to be putting more and more divisions on that front. You guys are getting less and less confident about victory, which is not good. Although your strength is half. Really? Right, I have enough for another... No, not infantry. Mountaineer. Save. Now you'll need to do some training. Although I think I'll do the training once I've done the army reform. Central America declared war on the United Provinces of America. Cool. This is Kaiserreich. PDO. Viking Cuba would be interesting, actually. Yeah, trottling. Alright, motorized. Good, because that's going to lead to field hospitals. Which means less casualties and more experience. Ottoman Empire beat Cyprus. Thank you! Brazil declared war on the United Communes. This is the most pointless civil war in the game, because they never win. Never, never, never. Okay, so we have got computing machine. We could go for decryption, but I think we actually want the support equipment right now. Just to make our infantry troops even better. You know, I'm wondering how Montgomery will be portrayed in the new DLC update to general stats, high planning and logistics. Yes, he was renowned for being careful, so it's probably going to be high defense and high planning. And logistics. He is considered a logistics wizard. Like Rommel would be... I think planning is actually planning speed as opposed to planning preparation. So Rommel would have high planning and probably high attack, while Montgomery would be high logistics and high defense, I would assume. They're kind of opposite ends of the spectrum. And right, that focus is very nearly finished, which is lovely. Oh. We can go to partial mobilization, which we should absolutely 100% do. And then we are one step away from war economy. Begin army reform is done. Oh, I can't even start these. Need to have completed elections. Oh, there. Overrated. We'll go with foreign production methods. Our few military factories must be working at absolutely top capacity if we are to stand defiant of our imperialistic neighbours. Absolutely. I mean, with 3 factories, we're making 22 guns a day. That's pretty darn efficient. South African Civil War. Oh, I never did check if these have different focuses. Different portraits. I don't think they do. If Rommel doesn't have a 1 in logistics, I'm going to slap a Swede. He doesn't deserve more than that. Yeah, Rommel's going to be mostly about planning speed, I think. He was very reactionary. He was really good at reactionary. Fall of Atlanta. Really? Mexico is going to be seriously strong now. In fact, I would dare say that Mexico is going to be the premier state in the United States now. Or in North America, I should say. Radio is done. Turkish Star has declared war on Alash Orda. That was radio. So now I think it's time for support weapons 2. I'm gonna need to start making support companies. Also, you need to be edited for more mountaineers. We are still at 20 combat width. Perfect. Organization goes up and up and up. Recovery rate goes up. Breakthrough goes up. Defense goes down. Hit points goes down, but that's fine. And then infantry equipment usage goes up. But not a huge amount. Now we'll definitely need to do some retraining, I think. We'll wait until the supply arrives. We'll start you training. Throw you into a new division. Start you training. Go. Or a new army, rather. Alright. Still surprising to me that it was Montgomery that proposed Operation Market Garden. That is very true. That is a bit of a historical oddity. Why are you not planning anything right now? Oh, that would have been a big whoopsie. Of course, because this was not Ethiopia for a while. It was Eritrea. Right, well, now you're planning again. And suddenly you feel... Oh no. I was going to say, suddenly you're feeling more confident about winning, and then you're not at all. So in fact, that's probably why your confidence went down, because you wouldn't have had the planning bonuses. I'm glad I noticed that. That would have been bad. Rommel never got any supplies, so he was probably a logistical genius. Yeah, I would say so, and he kept the blitzkrieg going even when he was low on supply, and kept on appearing in really weird and random places. And also, he was the one that realised that flak cannons were better at shooting British tanks than the actual anti-tank guns.